Hey guys, Marshall's from Limited Resources here, and we are doing, well, you can see this isn't a draft. We're doing a sealed. And that's basically because I'm just wanting to do some different stuff while we're kind of later in the format here. And I don't know, maybe sealed's relevant to somebody? Well, let's find out. So I usually start off, as you guys have seen maybe before, I've done a couple other sealed videos by piling by rarity. I'm not going to pay attention to the comments and uncomments. I just want to see what rares I have. It looks like we've got a Chromatic Lantern, a Blood Crypt, ooh, a Collective Blessing, an Ash Zealot, Desecration Demon, that's good, a Smiter, and a Wayfaring Temple. So pretty good. We've got 3 rares in the Selesnya Guild. And we've also got a really nice card with the Desecration Demon, and then an interesting one with the Chromatic Lantern. Now we're going to go back to piling it by color. And what I like to do is to take out all the stuff that I'm just probably not or just not going to play. So we're going to do that first. So like these guys are all gone. I'm just going to make a big pile over here of stuff that we just don't need to look at, because it makes it much easier to parse through this big pool if we can just take out the stuff that we're really just not going to play. I mean, it's not that like we literally never would. It's just that this isn't going to be the stuff that we're looking to play. So let's take all of these out. And we're probably not going to play downsize either. Let's see here. Yeah, these are all fine. Wow, triple giant growth is kind of interesting. All right, let's see about our multicolored. This is where usually where the deck can really come together, or where it can just horribly fall apart. It kind of depends. Probably not you either, but it's always a chance. And then these are all lands that we might play. All right, so we've got a pretty sweet pool. I think that the first place that it's often really good to look is in the multicolored section. And as you can see, we actually are pretty lucky. We've got all of these in Selesnya, which is really a lot. Like normally it looks more like this, 2 or maybe 3 in a guild. You know, we've only got really 1 card from Azorius, for example, but we've got all these cards in Selesnya. So that's usually a good thing. Let's see what we have here. We've got a Guild Mage, which is one of the best cards in the set. A Selesnya Charm, which is awesome. Just a great answer for the huge bombs that you'll see in Sealed, and also a great way to get a damage through or start some population. 2 Common Bond, sure. I mean, I think Common Bond's really good. It's not one of my favorite cards, but it's good. Centaur Healers, rock solid. Smiters, just huge. And Wayfaring Temple's usually pretty good. Collective Blessing, one of the best cards in this set as well. So let's see what we have otherwise. We've got 2 Ethereal Armors, a Swift Justice, some more combat tricks. Now, 2 Concordia Pegasus does not make me excited. An Arrest is amazing. Mythic Uncommon. Avenging Arrow, Seller of Songbirds, probably would have to run it in a deck like this. Knightly Valor for sure, and Tristane's Judgment for sure. All right, so that looks pretty good. Let's look over at our green now. Triple Giant Growth is sweet. If you have enough creatures, it can just keep pounding over and over and over, and you're very rarely punished in this set. Brush Strider with Triple Giant Growth and with Common Bonds is a lot better. It's fine. Gate Creeper Vine, sure. Guardian, whatever. Crocodile, whatever. Decoy, very good with all these pump spells. Indrik's fine, we need it. And then Monitors probably would be in as well. So what we've got is an interesting situation where we've opened really, really sweet cards here in the for the Selesnya actual like dual colored guild cards, and the rest is really pretty mediocre. I mean, our white is like and our green is pretty as well. So let's see if there's anything else that we can do. We might just end up running it that way anyway, because it's a really consistent and looks like a pretty powerful deck as well. Our blue, we've got a Void Wielder. Maybe my favorite card in the set. Doesn't mean it's the best card, but it's up there. I do love that card. And then some Stealers of Secrets, which can be pretty good with all these pump spells. So this is they're worth considering at least, but not a huge pull. But you know, Ethereal Armor, Stealer of Secrets, like these are things that can happen. In black, we don't have much. We've got a Dead Reveler and a Desecration Demon and a couple of other reasonable cards with Roustabouts and Assassin Strike, but they're pretty unexciting. Assassin Strike not splashable. Desecration Demon generally not splashable. We do have a Lantern we could go super deep, but Let's see what we have over here in red. Red looks decent. We've got a Street Spasm, really good card. I'm a big fan of Street Spasm. I think it's a little bit overlooked sometimes, and Annihilating Fire is very good and not overlooked ever. Crasher, Batterhorn, Cobble Brute, meh. This guy's good, but whatever. It's not exciting. Ashell, it's not exciting either. Pursuit of Flight and Dynacharge aren't exciting. So our red's actually pretty bad. Like we would have, like Street Spasm, sweet, but we would have really just preferred to have like an explosive impact or something. So it looks like there's not a whole lot going on. As far as these go, there's an Augur Spree, which is the best card that we have here out of all of these. And we can't really splash it because if we go with these two colors, then it's just two just completely off colors. A Scorpion and a Salvage just aren't worth splashing. Now let's see what our fixing is. We've got a Selesnya Guildgate, so that's nice. Double Promenade, Blood Crypt, Azorius Guildgate, plus a Key Room and a Chromatic Lantern. So we actually could go pretty deep and just go multicolored awesomeness, but I just don't think we need to. So I think what we should do is just bring in all of our remaining white and all of our remaining green and see where that puts us. That puts us at 29 playables with 14 creatures. If we take a quick scan over here for what we're not putting in that we could, a Trained Caracal, no. A Bizarre Crovad, no. There's nothing else except for this Risen Sanctuary. So this is the only card that we might consider, and without any ramp or anything, we probably won't. So let's see where this puts us. Ethereal Armor. So these are all 1 mana pump spells, which are definitely what you want your pump spells to cost. Very cool. Soul Tithe might be a necessary evil. Couple of Pegasi. I don't think we're going to need this Gatecreeper Vine. I don't think that we're going to be playing a deck that cares about that. Avenging Arrows, super mediocre, so we'll cut it. Axebane Guardian, I don't think we want that either. Arrest is awesome. This is a little awkward, but it's looking like we just need dudes here. We have one Golgari Guildgate that we could throw in there just on the off chance that we activate this. I do wish we had something else to put in, though. I guess we could run this guy or something, but it's just... I don't really see the reason for that. Okay, and then over here we've got 3 reasonable dudes. We've got this thing and then these 2. Okay, so this deck looks pretty good. We need to make 3 cuts from it. It shouldn't be too hard to make the cuts. If we want, we can actually go with Ethereal Armors. We can cut like a Giant Growth and a Swift Justice and leave in Soul Tithe and Arrest, Knightly Valor, and Collective Blessing all work with Ethereal Armor. Of course, Ethereal Armor also works with Ethereal Armor. So pretty good. Ethereal Armor is really good with Brush Strider. I mean, if they don't have an answer for it, they just often cannot attack you and you can freely attack them. That's pretty great. I really hate these Concordia Pegasus. Like, they don't do anything. But they are evasive, and they do carry Ethereal Armors, and they can block and then get Giant Growth fairly well. We'd still need to make one more cut here. Soul Tithe is definitely one that I'd look to cut. Certainly an unexciting card. The rest we kind of just need. Guildmage basically represents a long game for us. Sure, we can make a bird every once in a while, but I mean, we have 2 different ways to make 2/2 Vigilance Knights, which are okay. They're just not great. So we've got 12 actual creatures. Let's see. Oops, forgot to put the common bonds down here. So that's 13 plus 14-ish things that make creatures, which is just slightly low. Like, I think I'd rather have 15. But we're running 2 common bonds, double Giant Growth, double Ethereal Armor here. So, like, our deck certainly knows what it's trying to do. I could see cutting 1 Concordia Pegasus or something. We don't need much. We could even just put this... We could just ditch the whole Ethereal Armor plan. And we could put in, like, this. We could just do this. But I think the Ethereal Armors actually seem pretty good for us. I mean, Ethereal Armors stay, and Giant Growth is only for a turn. And Ethereal Armor in this deck is approaching Giant Growth levels. Now, we've got common bonds as well, which are really good. But we could definitely do something like this. And then make one other cut. I mean, I think Giant Growth is better than common bond, generally speaking. So that makes sense. The Soul Tithe is the weak link here, but it makes our Ethereal Armors better, and we just don't really have any removal. We've got Arrest and Judgment, like and then I guess Celestia Charm as well. But like, we don't have a lot of ways to interact with our opponent's creatures, and that's, I mean, we can just run them over. You know, we can just say, well, we're just this deck, just Ethereal Armors, Giant Growths, Common Bonds, and just say hell with this. I mean, because I guess Ethereal Armor and Soul Tithe isn't really a great combo, because if they really want, they can just let the thing die and then make our Ethereal Armor smaller, which, I mean, that means we got a removal spell out of it, which is sweet, but like, it's not that amazing. Maybe we should just try this. Infinite combat tricks. We could even put in more, but then we'd be cutting Arrest. We're not cutting Blessing. That's like a big combat trick, and Tristani's Judgment is something that we absolutely need in this deck. Yeah, this looks good. I really think Golgari Decoy is amazing in a deck like this. Smiter's obviously just sweet. The brick just comes down and it's just like, hey, what up? Wayfaring Temple is very mediocre in this deck, but it's fine. Okay, yeah, let's play this. So we've got a Selesnya Guildgate, and then if we want, we can slam one Golgari Guildgate just to activate this Stonefair Crocodile sometimes, which certainly can matter. I mean, that matters more than it probably looks like on the surface, but it's also not that important. Lands coming into play tapped is pretty annoying. It's basically just a forest that enters the battlefield tapped for us. Yeah, I think I'm not going to do that for now. We'll just keep it as simple as possible here. All right, this thing's suggesting 8 and 8. We need early white, early green, green white, double green, double green. This would give us 9 sources of each, though, which is really good. Okay, so there's our deck. Let's just try to go fully into the beatdown plan here, where our plan is absolutely turning guys sideways at every opportunity and using our pump spells to get us through for damage, and then finishing up with Collective Blessing or a Vitu-Ghazi Guildmage. All right, let's try it.